So there's a jaw stuck closed, so I'm gonna take it out. So I punched out this there's this little stainless steel pin holding it together. So I got that out, and I'm gonna take the guess I'll have to replace this. Take this out now if I can. So I can't get the spring out. I think it's pretty jacked up. So I'm gonna just try to drill it out. See what it's stuck in. I just stuck the drill in there and drilled, and now until the spring came out. So that doesn't look too bad. Maybe I can just cut off this part. Oh, hey, look at that. Our jaw's open now. All right. So I just clean this up a little bit with a Scotch-Brite pad. And then the spring will go on still. That looks good. It's a mosquito. More spring. All right. So I'm installing this Whisker pole track on the mast. It came in 2 sections because I couldn't find one that was long enough. I'm hoping that it'll slide over the separation between the two all right. It's also got this car, and that'll slide along the track. It slides real nice, actually. I got the Whisker pole. Someone gave it to me for free. So I figured, since I got the pole for free, I'd get myself a nice mounting system. And so what I'll let you do is I'll be able to slide the pole up on the mast, and and then when I want to use it, I just slide right down. So I'm excited about this. And I'm able to use the same 1/4-20 screws and tap as I used for the mast steps. So that's kind of nice. So I got it held up there with masking tape now. And it looks like these are pretty well lined up. It seems to slide over the gap pretty well. So if I can just get that hole drilled right in the middle there, I think we'll be in good shape. Okay, I got the both tracks screwed on there now. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. So I don't like this little misalignment, so I'm gonna try to file it down a little bit, see if that helps. Probably screwing up the anodizing, but I think it's probably better to be. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So I spent like 5 minutes with the file, and that made a huge difference. You can't even feel the gap. If this gets corroded and it starts to kind of bubble up, it could be a problem again, but for now that's pretty nice. So I'm going to cut off these wires because since it's going on the mast, I don't want it to slap around. This stuff is pretty noisy. And I'll replace it with Dyneema, which is as strong or stronger, and it will not be as noisy. And I need to replace this with a Dyneema soft shackle also. All right, so now you can open that, and then I'll attach another line from here, up further. The they call it Knipex mini bolt cutters. Awesome tool right there. The car kept sliding off the top of the track, so I just put this little washer underneath the screw to make a stopper. So let's see if that holds it in. Just loosen the topping lift. You can put the sheet in over here, take it off the pad eye. Pretty much do it with one hand if I need to. And all the lines are the right length, so it just slides down into place. You can lock it off. And you're ready to unfurl the jib. Putting it away, just as easy. Slides right back up there. eventually, take it off the sheet. Eventually I want to put some chocks on the mast so it will hold it still there. But right now this pad eye is working pretty well. And then you just tighten up the top beam lift to keep that from flapping around. Bob's your uncle. Doesn't even seem to rattle around too much. I'm also pretty thrilled because now that the pole is mounted along the mast, my side decks are just completely free to walk on through, making coming forward and back into the cockpit so much easier. I want to add some more USB ports on my boat, and the problem is most of these 12 volt appliances come with this like cigarette style, lighter style plug, and I've found that they just don't hold up well in the marine environment. See, this one's all rusted, and they'll slowly work their way loose, and you always have to kind of wiggle them. So really, you're much better off hardwiring them. So I'm just gonna unscrew this guy. Oh, unscrew the tip, and there we go. We got 2 wires. And then I'm also gonna wire in my Ryobi battery charger, the ground. I'm going to set up a charging station inside this little, I don't know, like desk cabinet locker thing. So what I need to do is I need to run some 12 volt electricity down in here. And I know there's some wiring back there, so I'm going to open this up, and I think I should be able to get to that. We are in. I just got to figure out what the heck goes where. Ooh, I better turn off the AC power before I start. I'm gonna drill a hole down here so I can have it nice and neat. All right. Sounded like it worked. Yep, there's a hole. I just ran my wire. Now I'm gonna use the marine heat shrink. It's got the glue inside. All right, that's looking pretty sharp. So I got the USB ports and my battery charger wired up. I have to put tape because these lights are too bright. I don't know why they make them so darn bright. And I think I'm going to mount this up just a little bit off the table so it doesn't get in a puddle of water. And then I have more countertop space. My charging station is finished for now. So I've got a ton of USB ports in here, and they're all hardwired, so I don't have to worry about the connections coming loose. I've got also this battery charger for my power tools hardwired in there. And I found actually these kind of cool charging cables for all my gadgets. This is like my ever-growing collection of gadgets that need to be charged. And when I was sailing, I always had a lot of trouble with my charging cables for both my phone and basically the ones that gave me the trouble were the mini USB and the iPhone charger. And I found these cables work pretty good. So they have a little magnetic piece, and then you just stick in one of these little adapters, and they have them for iPhone and USB mini and USB-C. So now all my different things they all use the same cord, and it's magnetic, so it just snaps on there. It's really nice. And the reason this works better than the normal is because this is like a flat surface. So once it starts to get kind of green and corroded from the salt, you can just kind of rub it. You could get your fingernail and clean it off real easily. Whereas the tiny little pins in the USB connectors are hard to get to. So it's been working pretty good for me so far. We'll see. On the trip down to the Keys, I found myself wishing I had like a grab rail every time I was going forward, like in the cabin when the boat was really heeled over and stuff. I thought I could just kind of brace myself, but it would be nice to have something like right here to kind of hang on to. So my idea is I have this really strong stainless steel boat hook that came with the boat, and I'm thinking I could use some of these. I had these from a previous project. I was using these to mount solar panels outside. I have some left over, and they work. They're pretty strong, and I think if I used, like, I got like 3 of them, and then I can use, I have these teak blocks. It's another scrap from another project to kind of give it a standoff. So I'm thinking if I put like maybe 3 of these up here, then I could use this boat hook as a grab rail when I'm moving around inside the cabin, and then it would also, you know, double as a spare boat hook. Okay, can't hold my full weight, but should be good enough. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that should really help when I'm bracing myself as I move around the cabin. It's another engine work day. I'm going to be adjusting the valves, which are, I don't know where they are. I guess I better read the book. Lots of people on my last video said there was a tick and I needed to adjust them. This seems to describe the valve clearance adjustment. Oh yeah, I see them in there. So maybe just remove these 2. One valve cover removed. 2 valves per cylinder. So I set a little mirror back there so I can see the registration marks. There, so you can see I'm on cylinder 2. It's backwards because it's mirrored. And there's like the registration mark. I kind of put that in the center. And then so cylinder, that's cylinder 1. This is cylinder 2. So my feeler gauge should be 0.08 or 0.2 millimeters. And I just feel that under there. Feels pretty good. Just barely grabbing, and just to make sure I have the next size up, and that doesn't fit. The next size down fits too smoothly, so I'd say that's pretty good. And then I just turn it to the next point. Gotta make sure you go the right way. And I think there's a bunch of different ways to do this. And there you go. And then, there's always that click noise. I don't know what that is. I did all 4 of them. I'm not really sure if I'm finding the exact top dead center, but all the valves, they seem close enough. Close as I'm able to get them. I haven't adjusted anything, so I don't know, maybe that noise everybody's hearing is something else. I think I'm just gonna button it back up and call that a day.
He's gotta come up soon. He's right underneath us right now. Look, he's right there. He's right there.
Oh,
Do you
cool.
see him?
Look at that, yeah.
Here. His nose is about to come out. Hey, bud.
Oh, nice.
You're playing with this now.
Thanks for watching. Since I've got back from the Keys, I got a bunch more project videos to come out soon. At the end of this week, I'm going to be sailing out of Florida, working my way up the East Coast. So there should be some cool videos of that on the horizon. I'll see you guys next time.